I have a problem. And it's not a rash, it's my grass. My grass, which is a collection of weeds and other natural growing grasses, is overgrown. And I need a solution to take care of this. So this is what I'm hoping will be the solution to my grass growing woes. It's the Bosch AHM 38G. I call it a push mower. On the box, it's called a hand mower. And in some places, they even call it a reel mower. I'd rather have a real mower than a fake mower. Let's get this thing out of the box, put it together, and see what it looks like. But before I get to the assembly and usage of the mower, I have to take care of the yard a little bit. There's a lot of pieces of concrete left over from the construction of the home. So I have to remove all of that. That way the blades don't get intertwined with that and possibly get damaged. So let's do that now. So you can see what I'm talking about. Here's some chunks of concrete left over. Even some bigger ones over here. We don't want this to come in contact with the mower. All right, let's go clean the yard up. Definitely don't do this when it's really hot. And here's a helpful tip. When you're doing gardening, make sure you look down once in a while to make sure you're not stepping in a pile of ants. That's exactly what I did. They crawled up my leg and they bit me. Like this. Ouch! Luckily, they were just black ants. They weren't fire ants, but it didn't feel great. So an update on the ant attack. Apparently they crawled up my shirt as well and bit my back. So now I've got a bump there. Yay! All right, let's cut this thing open. Now this is a little Spyderco knife that I picked up. Very small, serrated blade, and it's pretty awesome. It's also part of their Salt series, which makes it more impervious to rust.
You gonna make it?
Yep, time to make it. Alright, the wife decided to give some food to the neighbor, the same guy that put the solar on the roof, and the dogs decided to run as fast as they could in the opposite direction of the house, so I had to retrieve the dog. But anyways, let's take a look. Bubble wrap, totally awesome. Got ourselves a handle, put that on the bubble wrap. It's like a little grass tray of some sort. Got ourselves a Bosch manual, very thick, probably in 1,000 different languages. The actual mower itself, here's this guy, totally awesome. It's actually, it's really not that heavy. I forgot exactly how many kilos it said it was. And we have 2 extension bars. It looks like part of the handle. The actual end handle, I think it goes this way, it curves down. And a bag of hardware. So let's get this thing together. Alright, I had to take a quick peek at the directions just to make sure I'm going to do this right. There's a total of 6 long screws and 2 short ones. The 6 long ones are used for the handle, and the 2 long ones, they're for the grass catcher tray bag thing at the back. So I don't really care about that, but I do care about the handle, because it's obviously a lot more convenient to push it standing than to push when it's on the ground like this. So let's get this thing together. To bend this in a little bit. And there we go. And it looks like you got these little extension doohickeys. And if you hear that annoying noise in the background, that is the water pump that goes on every time you turn on the water inside the house. These screws have a little square key that you put the screw into, and that holds it in place. So the only part that you're turning is the nut on the other end. They do include a little wrench. I guess if I had a socket wrench, that would be a lot better. I mean, I do, but I'm just lazy to get it. 100%, it would have been much better with the socket and a ratchet. Alright, and the funny thing in these instructions is that the handle is a little bit different at the very end here. It's not curving downward, it's all the way straight. But actually, I think I prefer the handle that bends downward. The problem is, if you hold the screw down, you get a lot of thread exposed, and the nut sits at the very end. And the little wrench that they provide keeps sliding towards the threads, and like I said, a ratchet with a socket would have been much better. But obviously they're not going to ship it with that, so you'd have to provide your own. The last two things are these little ears, which would hold on this little grass catcher. And I'm not exactly sure where they go. Right there. Found it. Alright. So that's it. There are a couple adjustments. I see one here and here. I think that raises and lowers this little wheel, which would adjust the cutting height. And I see these other little screws, which I'm not 100% sure what that's for. I think it's maybe for blade sharpening. So I won't mess with that. And just so you can see what it looks like, I'm going to attach that little grass catcher. That's it. Cool. So this was originally supposed to be the side yard, but since we bought the other larger plot where another home should be, that's actually our yard. This is kind of where the dogs like to go. So, time for first cut. I haven't made any adjustments to the height of the cut. It's just straight out of the box, so let's see what happens. Pretty easy. not heavy at all. Very little energy is used to push it. No gas, no electricity, no battery, just human power. Now, it didn't cut the greatest, but I don't think it's any fault of the mower. It's actually the type of grass. There's one piece of grass or weed. Shouldn't even call it a weed because people eat it here, but it lays very flat. So because this thing is not low enough or doesn't have like suction power or whatever, it doesn't cut it properly. So you saw earlier my wife was picking some of that off of the ground, so it make it a little bit easier. But for grass, it's perfect. You'll see here that the blades are not as wide as the wheelbase. That's fine, but just consider that when you're cutting the grass, you've got that little part that is saved from the blade. So you have to be creative and go different ways and directions to get all of it. I also did buy some electric grass shears so I can kind of trim up the edges here. So the mower itself cost, I would say a little over 2,000, maybe 2,500 baht. Some places are a little bit more expensive. I bought it off of Shopee or Lazada, one of the two. And then the shears themselves, which I haven't shown you yet, but those cost another 1,000 baht. So I think all in all, it cost me a little over 3,000 baht. Okay, it's day 2. I didn't cut the grass. That first day it was just way too hot. But today it's much, much cooler. And it's a little bit overcast, which is great. It's blocked out the sun. Earlier in the day it was very, very hot. But right now the temperature is like really low. Plus, I'm standing in the shadow of the neighbor's house here, so it's even better. So I'm going to try to cut this grass, and let's see how it goes. It's very thick. There's some concrete. I hope there's no bugs hiding inside the grass here. Some of the longer strands it doesn't cut. Gotta watch out for the doggies. Slowly but surely. The long strands, it doesn't do a very good like this. Yeah, it wouldn't handle this. It knocks it over and it's on the ground like this. Some of the grass kind of grows a little funny. It's like all different directions. Again, it's not a grass, it's a weed. Ah! A lot of This is a concrete hiding in this spot that I missed. Huh? Got stuck on an old tuft of grass. Huh? That's the ground is softer. It's just the what? Too tall. So it pushes it down. Yeah. I had that other cutter. Yeah. Kitty crossing. Well, I'm over halfway, which is good. I don't mind the physicalness of it, and not at all. I love the results of it, but like I said, there's some grasses or weeds, plants that it doesn't cut. Namely, these ones with the stringers that just like hug the ground. It's got to be sticking up, and if it's sticking up, can't stick up too high because it'll just push it down, and then it's equivalent to a stringer. I did this at the right time. I'm just surrounded by clouds. Probably going to be a beautiful sunset too. But the big thing is, there's no heat. I mean, there's probably some humidity in the air, but overall, there's no heat. In fact, I would say there's a little breeze, which is rare, especially on a day like this. That's one thing with Thailand. There's like never a breeze. If Thailand had a constant breeze, everybody would want to live here, even with the humidity. Even with the cool breeze and the clouds and the lack of sun, which is to my right, I'm still breaking a sweat. So the part to the left of me is actually a pile of sand and gravel, so I don't know how it's going to do. That was cool. I went over the hose without cutting it in half. Had to be careful here. There's a lot of doggy landmines and cat landmines. Luckily, the cats bury their stuff. Dogs, they'll be on the surface. So you might have something fly at the camera. Apologies. Thought an ant was biting me like last time. You thought I was gonna miss that spot, didn't you? Huh? Shoe. Must get the shoe. Hiding. All right, it's officially done. The wife is happy. She says it looks beautiful. Yeah, I can't really get close to the edge because the wheelbase and the blade width is, they're not equal to each other. The animals are happy. It has a beautiful, amazing breeze right now. So Pancake likes to attack Nico, the cat. And you can see some of the longer strands. It doesn't cut that. But overall, it does a much better job. There's no pollution. I don't have to worry about batteries dying. I don't have to worry about severing extension cords. I don't need to worry about gas or oil or any of that stuff. Spark plugs. The only spark plug is the one right here, my heart. So yeah, if I have a heart attack, then that's game over for this long. But it's much better. Much, much better.
You need to use that one to cut his sleeve.
Yeah, the big one. Yeah, it'll cut everything. You can see some of the guys sticking up here, so it doesn't cut that. I have little tiny trimmers that'll take care of that. But overall, it does a decent job. Now, like I said, if I had real grass, this would be so much better, so much nicer. Also, if I had flat land where it's not like pits and cracks and crevices and divots and all that stuff, it would be a lot nicer, easier to cut. But overall, I'm happy with it. Much better. And then anytime I want to trim it up, I just take the thing over there, zip, 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 done. All right, have a wonderful day. See you next time. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please click one of the video links below or click the playlist.